Why can't you just tell me the truth? Saida's face twists with pain, and for a moment, it seems like she might open up. But then, her expression hardens, and she says something that cuts Lina to her core. The truth? Fine, here's the truth. In the vibrant village of Olumo, nestled between towering baobab trees and rolling green hills, live two young women, Lina and Saida. Lina is the daughter of a well-known basket weaver, and her skills surpass even her mother's. Her intricate baskets, woven with the finest threads of palm leaves, have begun to draw attention from merchants far and wide. Saida, her best friend, has always been at her side, with her sharp mind and quick wit. But as Lina's fame grows, a shadow begins to darken Saida's heart. They sit beneath the baobab tree one evening, just as they had done many times before. Lina hums softly while she works on another basket, her hands moving swiftly. Saida watches in silence, her thoughts tangled like the threads in Lina's hands. You know, Saida says suddenly, her voice sharp, people only buy your baskets because they feel sorry for you. It's not like you're doing anything special. Lina looks up, her smile fading. What do you mean by that? She asks, her heart tightening with confusion. Saida laughs, but there's no warmth in it. Oh, come on. You think you're some great weaver now just because a few traders bought your baskets, she says, her words cutting deep. Lina tries to laugh it off, but a part of her feels the sting. That night, as she lies awake under the stars, she wonders why her friend's words hurt so much, and for the first time, a small seed of doubt is planted in her heart. As the weeks pass, Saida's remarks become more frequent, each one sharper than the last. Whenever Lina shares her excitement over new orders or compliments from strangers, Saida finds a way to undermine her. You're just lucky, Lina, she says one afternoon. If anyone else had the materials you do, they'd be just as successful. Lina tries to ignore it, but the words weigh heavier on her heart each day. She notices Saida beginning to withdraw, cancelling plans at the last moment, or simply not showing up. One evening, they plan to meet by the river, a place they once shared countless secrets. Lina waits until the sun dips below the horizon, but Saida never arrives. The next morning, Lina finds Saida borrowing her colourful wrap. I'll return it tomorrow, Saida promises with a smile. But days turn into weeks, and the wrap is never returned. Lina doesn't mention it. After all, they're best friends, right? But deep down, she feels the threads of their friendship beginning to unravel. The annual harvest festival arrives, and the village buzzes with excitement. Merchants from far-off towns fill the village square, eager to see the work of local artisans. Lina's baskets are the talk of the festival, and her stall is surrounded by customers. She beams with pride, feeling like she is finally achieving her dreams. But Saida stands in the shadows, her smile gone, replaced by a look of bitterness. As Lina chats with a group of traders, Saida approaches another group nearby and whispers, Lina thinks she's so special, doesn't she? But it's just a few baskets. Anyone can weave a bunch of leaves together. The others nod, some glancing toward Lina with doubt in their eyes. Later that evening, Lina overhears what Saida said. Her heart clenches in pain. That night, under the glow of the moon, Lina confronts her friend. Why are you doing this, Saida? Why are you saying these things about me? Saida's eyes flash and she scoffs. Don't be so sensitive, Lina. You're overreacting. It's just a joke, she says, turning away as if the matter is settled. But for Lina, the hurt is too real to ignore. The days grow shorter, and so do the smiles between Lina and Saida. What was once a friendship filled with laughter is now a tense silence. Saida's comments become more pointed, cutting deeper with each passing day. One afternoon, as they sit with a group of friends under the shade of the baobab tree, Saida says, Lina, you're starting to get a little full of yourself, don't you think? The others look at Lina, waiting for her response. Lina feels a knot tighten in her chest. What do you mean? She asks, her voice trembling slightly. Saida shrugs, her eyes gleaming with something dark. Oh, nothing. It's just that ever since people started buying your baskets, it's like you think you're better than the rest of us. The others glance at each other uncomfortably, but no one says a word. Lina feels her throat close up, and for the first time she wonders if maybe Saida is right. Maybe she has changed. That night, as Lina weaves under the soft glow of the lantern, tears fall onto her hands. She can't understand why her best friend would turn on her this way. But the more she thinks about it, the more she begins to believe Saida's poisonous words. Rain falls in torrents as the rainy season begins, mirroring the turmoil in Lina's heart. She tries to focus on her work, but Saida's words echo in her mind, clouding her thoughts. One evening, as the river swells with rainwater, Lina finally finds the courage to ask Saida the question that's been eating at her for weeks. "Why are you so angry with me, Saida?" Lina's voice shakes as they stand by the river, the air thick with tension. "I thought we were friends." Saida's face hardens, her eyes narrowing. "You wouldn't understand, Lina," she says coldly. But Lina doesn't back down. "Help me understand. Please, Saida. What happened between us?" For a moment, Saida's mask slips, and Lina sees a flash of pain in her eyes. But it's gone as quickly as it came, replaced by a cold, distant expression. "It doesn't matter," Saida says, turning her back to Lina. "You've changed, Lina. You don't need me anymore." As Saida walks away, Lina stands alone in the rain, her heart shattering. She realizes that the friend she once knew is slipping further and further away, and there may be nothing she can do to save their friendship. Weeks pass, and the tension between Lina and Saida reaches a boiling point. One afternoon, as they sit with a group of friends, Saida makes another snide remark, this time about Lena's appearance. "You've been looking tired lately, Lina. Maybe you should take a break from all that weaving," she says with a smirk. Lina's face burns with humiliation, but she refuses to let Saida's words hurt her any longer. "Why do you keep doing this, Saida?" Lina asks, her voice louder than she intended. "Why can't you just be happy for me?" The group falls silent, and Saida's smile fades. For a moment, she looks like she's about to say something, but instead, she just shrugs. "Maybe I'm just tired of watching you act like you're better than everyone else," she says, her voice dripping with bitterness. Lina feels her hands tremble with anger. "I've never thought I was better than anyone," she says, her voice breaking. "I've only ever wanted to share my joy with you, but it seems like that's not what you want." Saida glares at her, her eyes filled with something dark and unreadable. "Maybe you're right," she says quietly. "Maybe I don't want to share in your joy." The words hang in the air like a curse, and for the first time, Lina realizes that their friendship may be beyond saving. "Mother, why would a friend become so bitter?" Lina asks, her voice trembling with frustration. "Saida was like a sister to me, but now she seems to hate me." Her mother sighs deeply, setting down her basket. She takes Lina's hands into hers, her eyes filled with a knowing sadness. "My child, envy is a dangerous thing. Sometimes, when others see your light shine brightly, it makes them feel like their own is fading. Saida's anger is not truly with you, it's with herself." Lina nods, tears blurring her vision. "But what can I do? I don't want to lose her, but I can't keep letting her hurt me." Her mother's grip tightens, offering strength. "Only Saida can decide to let go of her envy. You can choose to forgive her, but you must also protect your heart. A true friend would never wish you harm, Lina." Lina leaves the conversation feeling a strange mix of sadness and resolve. She realizes that she must confront Saida one last time to hear the truth that has been hidden for too long. And in her heart, she knows that this time she must be ready for whatever comes next. The next morning, Lina finds Saida by the river, a place that once held so many memories. She approaches her friend, hoping that the place might help ease the tension between them. But as soon as Saida sees her, she turns away, her expression cold and distant. "Saida, please, we need to talk," Lina says, her voice barely above a whisper. "I can't keep pretending that everything is fine between us." Saida spins around, her eyes flashing with anger. "What is there to talk about, Lina? You've already decided I'm the bad one. You're the victim, and I'm just the jealous friend, right?" Lina shakes her head, struggling to keep her voice steady. "I never wanted it to be like this, Saida. I don't want to lose you, but I can't let you keep hurting me. Why can't you just tell me the truth?" Saida's face twists with pain, and for a moment, it seems like she might open up. But then, her expression hardens, and she says something that cuts Lina to her core. "The truth? Fine, here's the truth. I've always been better than you, Lina. You just got lucky with those baskets. Without that, you're nothing special." Lina stumbles back as if slapped, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Is that what you really think of me?" she asks, her voice breaking. But Saida refuses to answer, turning her back to Lina. In that moment, Lina realizes that their friendship is beyond repair. She walks away, her heart heavy with grief. But beneath the sadness, a new strength begins to grow. She knows now that she can't keep holding on to someone who refuses to see her worth. Days pass, and Lina throws herself into her work, trying to forget the pain of losing her closest friend. But one evening, as she prepares for the upcoming village market, she overhears a conversation between two traders. They speak in hushed voices, but Lina catches a familiar name. "Did you hear about Saida? She's been spreading rumours about Lina, saying she stole her basket designs." The traders believe her. They think Lina's been lying to them all along. Lina's heart stops. She can't believe what she's hearing. Saida, her best friend, had gone behind her back and poisoned the minds of the very people who had supported her. Panic sets in as she realizes that if the traders believe the lies, her reputation could be ruined. That night, Lina sits by the river alone, her thoughts racing. She remembers all the times she and Saida had dreamed about their futures together, about making a name for themselves beyond the village. She had thought those dreams were shared, but now she sees that Saida had been trying to outshine her all along. Lina clenches her fists, a fire burning in her chest. She decides that she will not let Saida's lies destroy everything she has worked for. The next morning, she will face the traders and tell them her side of the story, no matter how hard it might be. The morning sun rises, casting a golden glow over the village market. Lina arrives early, setting up her stall with trembling hands. She knows that Saida will be there, watching, waiting to see her fall. But Lina stands tall, determined to defend her name. As the traders gather around, Lina clears her throat and raises her voice. "I know there have been rumours about me," she begins, her voice shaking but strong. "Some say that I stole my designs, but I want you to hear the truth from me." The crowd murmurs, exchanging glances, but they listen. Lina tells them about her passion for weaving, about the countless nights she spent perfecting her craft. She talks about her friendship with Saida, how they once shared dreams, but now walk different paths. As she speaks, she sees Saida in the distance, her face pale and eyes wide with shock. Just as Lina finishes, Saida steps forward, her face twisted with fury. "Don't believe her lies!" she shouts, her voice breaking. "She's just trying to save herself. She never cared about anyone but herself." Lina meets Saida's gaze, her own eyes filled with tears. "I never wanted this, Saida, but I won't let you destroy me because of your own pain." She turns back to the crowd, her voice steady. "I have nothing to hide. Ask me anything you want, and I'll answer honestly." the traders begin to ask questions, testing Lina's knowledge of her craft. To her surprise, they seem impressed by her answers. Slowly, she sees doubt creep into their faces as they glance towards Saida, who stands silent, her anger turning to fear. The market ends and Lina's store is once again surrounded by customers, but this time they come with a newfound respect. Saida stands alone, her own stall empty, her face pale and drawn. The villagers begin to whisper about her, questioning why she would try to bring down her own friend. Lina watches Saida from a distance, her heart heavy with sadness. She doesn't feel victorious, only tired, as if she has fought a battle she never wanted to fight. But she knows that she has done the right thing by standing up for herself. As Lina packs up her stall, Saida approaches her, her face streaked with tears. "Lina, I never thought it would go this far," she says, her voice barely audible. "I just couldn't stand seeing you succeed while I was stuck in the same place." Lina looks at her old friend, her heart aching with a mix of anger and pity. "You had the same chances as me, Saida, but instead of supporting each other, you tried to tear me down. I forgave you so many times, but you kept hurting me." Saida drops to her knees, sobbing. "I'm so sorry, Lina. Please, I didn't mean to ruin everything. I was just so afraid." Lina shakes her head, tears falling from her own eyes. "It's too late, Saida. Maybe one day we can heal, but not now. I need to find my own peace." Months pass, and the scars of Saida's betrayal slowly begin to fade. Lina finds herself thriving in ways she never imagined. Her baskets become more intricate, each one carrying a story of resilience and hope. She starts teaching other young women in the village how to weave, sharing her knowledge and watching them grow. One evening, as the sun sets over the river, Saida visits Lina's stall. She is different now, quieter, humbled by her own mistakes. "Lina, I just wanted to say thank you. You were right. I needed to face myself before I could ever be a good friend." Lina nods, a small smile on her lips. "We've both learned a lot, Saida. I wish you the best on your journey." They part ways under the setting sun, knowing that their friendship will never be what it once was, but understanding that they have both grown from the pain. As Lina walks back to her home, she feels a sense of freedom she has never known, a feeling that she has finally let go of the shadows that once held her back. And in her heart, she knows that this is just the beginning of a new chapter, one where she will never again let anyone dim her light. In the end, Lina emerged from that situation with a newfound strength and appreciation for herself. She learned that true friends lift each other up rather than tear each other down. It's a reminder that real friendship is built on mutual respect and support. What do you learn from Lina's experience, and what do you do to surround yourself with people who make you feel seen, heard, and valued? So, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a similar experience with a friend or loved one? Share your story in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos about friendship dynamics and how to navigate difficult relationships, be sure to check out my other video on the topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.